guys hear me? Please type 1. Do you see my screen? Wow, so many high. Oh, all black. Okay, gotta figure it out first. Do you see? Yes. Neo. Oh, now you see it. Awesome. Wow. I have a Mac, yes. Next is best talk ever. Let's talk about Neo. What do you want to know about Neo now? Okay. First. Oops. Let's deal with these questions first. How about specs? What specs do I buy? Right now I have 3 specs. I have EXPC. This one is it's air taxi as well. They're merging with Blade. I don't know if you know that, but I bought it when it was 10. I bought it when it was 10.8, and then another added more at around 10.9 and 11. Sorry, I need to speak louder. Yes, but I like the concept when I first knew about Blade, and I know that they are growing their business, and also they're giving out their name internationally. Right now they're working with India. So I do think that this air taxi would be a big trend in a few years. So that's why I bought this spec, and turned out later that Kathy would also invest in it. And also I have LGVW. This is a spec that's about ultrasound for it's like a portable ultrasound, small kind of a machine that it's more convenient for the third world. That's the first concept. And BTWN, yes, I have that as a small position because I think the team of Peter Thiel as the management, and also the son of Lei Ka-shing, the second richest man in Hong Kong, also are the management team behind. So that's why BTWN might be a good one as well. How's the volume now? Good. Okay. And then EH, oh, highly requested. I think EH, if you don't have a position, you can start a position right now. And then let's see how long the consolidation would take. But I do think right now it's at the point you can start a position. And my price target for this year would be between 1 to 200, I believe. Does that answer your question? Peloton. I never had Peloton before. CCIV is very hot right now. I do think the Lucid, it's a good company. It has basically the whole team from Tesla, but it has gone up so much and it's out of my comfort zone for any specs. Usually I like to get in specs before $15, and if it's a really good concept, I would get in before 17, like back then when I got in open at 17, because I really like the business model. So after 17, I usually would move on to the other specs because there are so many good ones. And then for HOL, very heated one as well. It has gone parabolic, so I would wait until it's cool off a little bit first to get in or open my position. Or you can open a small position and continue to average down or average up. And still in Mesa, yes, I'm still in Mesa. Am I buying more Luckin? I wish, because I already have a very big position compared to the kind of stocks. It's part of my new retail play, because from China, I said that I would like to get in solar, new retail, and also drone and EV. So that's part of my new retail play, as well as YSG. So both Luckin and YSG are part of my new retail portfolio, and it's quite large together. So right now I cannot add more Luckin, but last Friday I almost did. I actually make a transaction, but the bank rejected, so I didn't care to call the bank. My thoughts on JKS. I do think that we need more time, but I have good faith with it. So, and I said that I'm gonna keep holding it. I have no exit plan. We see that good news are coming one after the other, so I'm not gonna sell it right now. BNGO, just keep holding. I'm still holding it. The chart still looks good, nothing wrong. UWMC. This might be a very undervalued stock for online mortgage, and it's kind of similar with the RKT Rocket that I'm already holding right now, and it's dropped to $9 after the merger. But if you're patient, I guess you can try out. It's still good to buy at 7. Well, right now today it has gone up a lot and then come back down to back test the previous high. So I think right now it would be a good time to open a position, and if it dipped more, then you can continue to average down. OBSV, yes, I am still holding this. I have right now, I said I usually don't put more than $10,000 in one penny stock, and right now I have put $9,900 on OBSV. So that shows you that I do believe in this company. So everything looks good. The chart is good. Just needs some patience. Lock-in risk. I think my last video on lock-in would address that better. But some people ask me about the share dilution for lock-in. Yes, for some bankruptcy, share dilution might be a risk, but I don't think this is one of the intention for them to file the Chapter 15. I do think the most obvious intention would be to protect themselves from the class action. So that's why right now we might be okay in terms of the share not being diluted too much, because it's really up to them. But share dilution is very normal for any kind of company. Just look at Nano Dimension. Look at how much they dilute the share over the past 12 months. They just keep diluting the share. This is kind of the point of going public for any kind of companies. Unless they're a dividend play, then it's different. And it's not why we would invest in them, because they just kind of stop expanding. But lock-in is still in a high growth stage. So that's why it would be normal for them to dilute share someday. Maybe not now, but one day I think they would. Sense long term it's good. Yes, sense is good, because the concept of having chips inside a human is just a matter of time. I do think this trend would continue, and right now it's trying to solve the issue for diabetes. So it would be a continued trend that I see coming. And right now, I do think it's still early stage. And because they were quite beaten down by the COVID as well, because of the business need to have, they need to install the chips in the clinics. So that's why the COVID kind of stopped their business for a while. And after the recovery, I think they would have the boost in sale again. My Neo baby. Okay, so my baby Neo is doing very well. It's still in a consolidation period. Right now, today it has gone up 4%. It's pretty good, but still the volume is not big enough. So I'm not surprised if it would continue to consolidate. And I have, like I said, I have added 1,500 shares at this range already. So I'm just waiting for it to either go up or go down. If it go down and give me a golden dip, I will add more shares. And otherwise, I'm just gonna sit and relax and watch it run. XPEV, oh, wow. I think at least 50 requests for Xiaopeng. Xiaopeng in the long term, I have still a lot of uncertainties about it. But in a short term, I do believe there will be another run up. But maybe you need to be patient with it, because the lockup period would finish, I think, within a month or so. So that's why it's been driving the share price down, because investors might be scared and try to stay away from it before the lockup period, which is why also I got in Rocket right before or after, because people do get concerned about the lockup period. PSTH, it's a very good team. I mean, Bill Ackman, very smart guy. So if you're holding it, just keep holding. But I wouldn't get in from at this price. Give lesson on how to conduct research. That might be a tough one. Let me think. Because my research process, I go everywhere. So it's kind of hard to summarize it in short. But I guess from my videos, you kind of see the directions I go and what do I look at for each company. Alibaba. Well, it's really a valuable play because right now it's still quite undervalued. At first when I started to recommend it, it was around 220 something and 600 billion. And I did say that I would see Alibaba passing the $1 trillion mark by the end of 2021, this year, because it's so undervalued, because it can still grow. The cloud business is growing very strong. And the international business is also growing strong. They are having more and more influence in the whole China and also in the future, Africa and Europe. So there's still lots of room for Alibaba to grow. So if you have it, just hold on to it, as it's a good long-term play, I think, as well as Tencent. Tencent is also a very good company. You know, they make just their investment already had made 400 billion last year. So this is a very, very undervalued company as well. I think Alibaba and Tencent will pass the $1 trillion mark by this year. Mara and Riot. Bitcoin. It's gone up a lot, huh? Because right now Bitcoin is having just had many good news to boost the price recently, but it has gone up really a lot. So I guess the best way if you want to invest in Bitcoin would be to dollar cost average. So then you can reduce your risk. GDNP, Good Nature, yeah, I'm still holding it. So it's still a good one, but I would not get in right now. About NIO going public in China, I think it's possible because this way they can get more investors in China that do not have access to the US market. A lot of the Chinese fund, they can only invest in Chinese companies. So I think it would help them in terms of their growth and their cash. So, but I don't think it would affect the US market. Next. Well, Next is a good company for long term. Last week when it dropped to $3, I did say in the group chat, the Discord, that it's good time to buy right now. And after a few days, it has gone up around 30%. So I would say you can add in slowly because you need to take the risk of it coming back down or back testing or form a cup and handle. That would be a better timing to buy more. MP Material. It has a good consolidation. So if you don't have a position, you can start a position right now. It might take a little bit more time to finish, but I think it's a good company because America cannot live without it. So it cannot be wrong. TTCF. Well, in consolidation, but I do think this company it's valuable, and their sale might be growing much more within the next 1 to 3 years. So it's good to get in early. If you have it, just hold it for a few years. Zoom, parabolic, has gone up a lot, so I would not recommend to get in now. At least wait for it to come down to maybe around $1.50 to $2. PDD. I remember one question in the Discord asking me whether I have made a mistake in the past that I regret about trading. Yes, I would say about PDD, I did make a mistake. Back then in May last year, I made an automatic order to buy PDD at 50 something, 58, I think, or 58 or 56. And then it touched almost my target, and then it never did. And then it's gone back up really fast. So I missed it the whole time. So that was my mistake. And also Bilibili, I did the same thing. I make an automatic order to buy at $30, and now it's at 140. So that was a mistake. Is that do not let this pass. Just open a position first and dollar cost average. This is what I do all the time now. If I like a stock, I would, no matter what price it is, how high it's, maybe not parabolic, as long as it's not parabolic, I would just open the position first and then dollar cost average. And for right now, Pinduoduo right now, it has gone up a lot. So maybe wait for it to come back down a little bit around, I would say, 170 to 190, 170 to 190 to open a position. Did I add LKCO more? Yes, I would love to add more because I'm still researching on this company. It's too early for me to say anything right now. I think maybe after I finish more research, I would make a video about this. So must be from a Discord member. I did buy this. I did open a position today at 67 cents, and then it's gone up way too fast. I just watch it run up because I did not have enough research about it to back up. So I share on the Discord, and I let you guys know that I did not do that much research because there were very limited information about this company. So I'm going everywhere right now. I'm going in English site. I'm going in Chinese site. So I promise I will make more, I will tell you more about it once I feel more ready. Tiger and Futu. Well, these two companies are in the same sector. They are, I think their sale would go more and more only in the future because right now so many people, so many Chinese are investing outside of China. This is very needed. It will be in bigger and bigger demand. The only thing is the share price has gone up a lot in the past 2 months, 1 or 2 months. So that's why I would wait for it to cool off first, just like EH. You know, back then when EH was between 80 to 100, a lot of people came to ask me, when do I buy EH? Can I buy it now? I would just keep saying that, you know, just wait a little bit, be more patient. You can have a better entry point. So I think it's the same situation with the Futu right now. And Jumia, It's funny that I started to buy Jumia at $4 back then, last year, when it was 4.5, and then I added more when it was 5.4. So yeah, I bought a few thousand of Jumia, and then I added more, and I sold it at 20s, and I never got back in. So I always treated Jumia as a short-term play because I did not see the future of it. I did not form a strong belief on Jumia because I do think that e-commerce would be more and more needed in Africa, of course, but I don't know what happened when Amazon and Alibaba get in there. I think the best case would be for Jumia to get bought. Otherwise, I do not know how it's going to end. So that's why I always treated it as a short-term play. I don't think anyone that's long in Jumia would like to hear that. Li Auto, same thing, same as the Xiaopeng. lockup period almost here, so almost expire. So you need to tolerate a little bit the up and down shaking. Hyliion. Hyliion is a stock that's very challenging for anyone's patience. So if you got in there early, so must be tolerating, huh? But for now, it still has no signal of breaking out or finishing the consolidation. It's still at the bottom, but if you believe in this company and you have patience, maybe you can start a position right now. Only if you have belief in this company. Any chance to make a promotion for the Discord channel? I'm not sure what it means. Luckin is good entry at 8. I do expect Luckin to go up and down and consolidate before going back up. You see right now, today it has passed the 60-day moving average. If it can stay above this around $7.3, as long as it stay above this range, it's gonna challenge the next one, which is 9.6. So it might go up and down for a while before going back up. So I think you still have some time. 斗鱼, for 斗鱼, the chart is looking good. It's getting bullish, and I would think it has broken out from the descending trend I drew before. So if you have patience, you can ride with it. This is the part of the trend for the gaming industry, and it's backed by Tencent, so it should be somewhat safe. What's my price target for YSG? Well, in the long term, if it goes well with what I expected to grow, I do think one day it will become a $70 to $100 billion company market cap. And right now it is $15 billion. So it still have a long way to grow. But in a short term, it's gone up a lot, quite a bit. And also you need to be careful of the 6 months period after the IPO, which would be in May. So you need to know whether you want to get out maybe 1 or 2 months before the lockup period finish. And because it is a young team, so you do need to mind there's any kind of risk ahead of you. Just like Luckin, it's a young team, it grows very fast, it's very strong at marketing. It's also this kind of new retail business model, which is good, but also young team can easily make mistakes. So you need to mind the risk. If you got in at a low cost, like me, I got in at 15 to 16. So I'm in a comfort zone, so I can just let it run. Because let's say if it come back down to 19, it wouldn't bother me because my cost is low enough for me to stay calm and not wash away. But if you got in at, let's say, 20 something, so maybe you can take profit when it's up at high and then buy back when it's low. But if you have a low cost base, then you can just keep it. Skills. Yeah, I did not expect Skills to grow so fast. I bought in at 21 and it got double within a month. So a bit more than a month. So it's out of my expectation at first. But right now the chart's still looking quite bullish. So today it looks like it's just a wash, and around 40, between 36 to 40 would be good to buy. But if it drop below, let's say if it break the support of 35, then maybe you can get out if you get in high. set a stop loss. Lu, it's a fintech company, fintech company, and we got in Lu around 13 to 14. When I first recommended it, it was 13. It was this on Thursday, 13.6. So if you got in when I recommended it, so you are in a very comfort zone, so you can just let it run. But if you got in late, then you can sell at a high level. The earning was not bad. And right now the chart is still looking bullish. So I would just continue to hold it. I don't have a big position in this. And I will sell it, I guess, whenever I feel like I have gained enough and I have a better target. QS. So for QS, wait. This QS. Depends on your price. Because I got in at 13 and then I sold some at 100, and it's most of my profit taken out. So right now I'm leaving the rest of my profit to run. So that's why I almost don't look at it anymore. But if it drops to 38 to 40, I would consider buying more. Right now I think it needs more patience. I do think we might see another run up. I do. If you want to know more about what I think about QS, you can watch my first video on YouTube ever. I do think there are some big money behind it, possibly some oil fund from Middle East, so they won't let us die. We might see another run up in a few weeks, maybe. That's just my assumption. But if you really want to buy this company, you can start a position. Just mind the risk because it's very volatile. It can be easily washed out. Huya, it's similar as Douyu because they're merging. So I talked about Douyu, so kind of the same. What's my price target for Baidu this year? I think I'm not surprised to see Baidu to grow another 50 to 100% from here. I am quite bullish on it. As I said before, that it has stayed above this long time rising trend. So it's quite bullish. It's looking quite bullish. I got in at 110, and then it was about the bad news from iQIYI. It's one of the company that Baidu invest in. So yeah, I got in at here, 115 on this day. And then I sold it at 130 and bought it back here at 132 in November. And I've been holding since and bought more at 180. And then I started to recommend it at 200 and something, 203, 202. And then I said more a week and a half ago that it would be a good buy right now. And right now it just continue this uptrend. If you want to buy in this company, you can open a position and look to dollar cost average. If the market does a correction, it would come down to, it's a good long-term play. If you want to get in autonomous driving, AI technology, right now it's the leading player in China, and also it's partnering up with Geely, so it's all good. Plus it's been beaten down a lot in the past 1 to 2 years, and right now the recovery, it's going quite strong. Go coal. I guess you're asking this because you saw our well has gone up but not GoCo, right? Yes, GoCo is still taking a little bit more time, but I do think it will go up. Just give it more time. Okay, I'm still holding it. And also well as well. What's my price target for WIMI? For WIMI, I do think the technology it's going to be only more and more needed. Right now, it's making a lot of revenue in advertising industry, but I do think it will be the minority of their revenue source in the future, because I think in the future the application will be more towards connecting EV and the Internet of Things, and also on the road. So that would be more of the use in the future. And by then, I will see Huami more explosive. For right now, my price target is $20 to $40. But in the long run, I'm not surprised to see it 10x. So, is NIO going to be strong like Tesla? Yes, I do think so. Because NIO is special in the complete different way. As I explained, they have completely different business models. And also, like last Saturday, I posted a video about how NIO would expand internationally, because they not only get a huge support from the Chinese government, but also got huge support from a lot of the Chinese people in the world, inside and outside of China. So they're carrying a big dream and a big mission. So I do think NIO would have a potential to compete with Tesla. So that's why that goes back to my number 2 strategy. I invest in number 2 because they have the potential to challenge the number 1. Open door. I said that I have a position in open door. It's consolidating, but it's still staying above this rising trend. So next target would be around $35. So it's a good buy right now. It's good deal. It's not expensive. I would say between $25 to $27. It's a good buy. Nokia. I am still holding it. In case you wonder, I have bought more at around 4.5, and right now I think if you want to get in or average down, it's a good price, around 4.2, and I think just give it a bit more time. Just give it a bit more time. You can set a stop loss at $4, so you cannot lose more than 5%. But when it grows, it can be much more. So I think the risk-reward ratio is pretty good for Nokia. Luckin earning time. Right now, we just need to be patient with Luckin. The reason why Luckin did not release any earning in the past long period of time, it's because if I were them, I probably would do the same thing, because people would not believe in any earning they report anyways. So why bother to report anything while you can, slowly gain trust back first and then do this as the next step. And lithium. Well, this is an easy answer. Right now, we will be running shortage of lithium metal, and it might be more and more. So anything related to lithium, it's good to look out for. BlackBerry. I'm still holding my option. BlackBerry. it's still consolidating, and the volume is looking less and less, so it's good. Just keep holding. If it drops below 12, you can add more. Skills, I talked about it before. GEVO, GEVO. This is an easy answer too. It's backed by Bill Gates, so that matters a lot. Just look at QuantumScape. So I do think it's a future play, so it's good to hold for a few years. And at what price? If you have it already, just keep holding. And if it dropped to an 11 price range or below, that would be a good buy. Between 8 to 11, it would be good to buy, or at least good to open and then continue to average. JKS, I think I talked about it too. Just be patient. LKCO, I talked about it too. APXT, I think it's a Chinese company as well. So give it a bit more time. I think this one can double. YSG price target, I talked about it too. Workhorse, I just sold my call option last Friday. It got triple already, more than triple. So right now, if you want to enter, I don't think it's a good entry point. Maybe wait for it to come back down to between, I would say 35 to 37, 35 to 37 to open the first position and then continue to average down, because there might be a possibility that it would come back down to around 30 to 35. There might be a possibility if the market does a correction. See, would I buy Tesla stock? I have Tesla, but it's much smaller position than NIO. I bought it back then when it was 390 here. After a long consolidation, I thought I might open a position, so I don't have a lot. And then it's gone up ever since, and I'm up 130%, something like that. So I'm just gonna keep this position and let it run, because I wouldn't want to get in Tesla too much, because I'm so bullish on NIO, but I do have a small position. Baker, B-E-K-E. If you don't know what Baker is, it's similar with Open Door and Zillow. It might be it's the biggest online real estate carrier in China, and also their sales has been growing very well. They have quite a long history also from the traditional business model, and then just move it to online. So that's why they have a lot of resource in real estate to begin with. That's different than Open Door. So right now, Baker is in a range that I would think it's good to start to open your position. If you are in the Discord member, you would know that we opened position last week when it was at $59. We had bought a call option, but I usually don't share my call option on the YouTube first, because I worry people follow me and you don't know when I sell, and option rely a lot on the timing. We are up a little bit on this, not that much, but I think it's good to buy now, because it's not very, it's gone through a long consolidation, so, and it has future, and it's backed by ARK Invest. That's already a very good point. AAL, I do not have AAL because I have Mesa already. If you have it, you can keep holding it. can keep holding it. Just wait until the recovery. Do I have position in Microsoft? No, I don't. Because the blue chips grow too slow. And Apple. For Apple, I actually had a small position in Apple, but I sold it already last week. No, 2 weeks ago. So I no longer own Apple. But if you have it, it's a no-brainer because they have the iCar coming, and the M1 chip is killing a lot of the other chips. So do I use covered call strategy? No, because my bank doesn't allow me to. Can you still get luck in? I talked about it before. CCIV, I also cover that. GBTC, Bitcoin, yes. Just same with the MARA I talked about. So why are you interested in Weibo? Well, Baba versus JD and Pinduoduo. I think Pinduoduo has gone up a lot recently, so I would not buy in right now. And Baba is still undervalued. So I talked about skills, I talked about Wimi. NVIS has gone up so much. So like I said, I usually would not get in a position right now. And if you want to get in, you can wait for it to come back down to around 9 to 11 to start a position. And smash the like button. Yes, very important. This one, yes. Do you see MNSO? Yes, I have Miniso on my watch list for a long time. And I do think they can grow much more in the future. They can take a lot of the market share from the retailer like Daiko, the Japanese one. And they can take market share from Muji. So I would think this company has future, but it's new IPO, so you also need to watch out for the lockup period. If you really like it, you can start a position and continue to add in slowly. RQ. For RQ, I guess you can see if it touch back down to the below 96, 92 to 96 before you open a position. But otherwise, if you have it already, you can just keep holding it for long term, because there's nothing wrong with anything that ARK anything related to ARK. Just do it for long term. They look at any investment for 5 to 10 years. iQIYI. This is the company that Baidu, it's backed by Baidu, and it's been beaten down a lot. And I know that recently they are trying very hard to improve their content, because they got taken a lot of market share from Youku and Bilibili. So right now they're working hard to increase their bonus and incentive, the reward system towards the KOL, the bloggers. So that's why they would have, I think in the future, they would have higher quality content versus the competitor. I think this is the new strategy they have right now. So if you're interested, I think it's a good company for for long term. But I think it would take time for them to prove this new strategy. So you might need to be patient with it. What's my favorite Canadian company? Ooh, I think the one I got most excited to at first, my first impression would be Next, because it's very interesting. It's a very young company. The growth rate, it's very attractive, but it has gone up a lot recently. So for the price, I would say ESE, it's still good. Not this one. This is also Canadian stock exchange, ESE.V, but for American stock, it's ENTEF. It's been consolidating for a long time. It's really challenging our patience here, but I will stick with it. This one, ENTEF. So if you want to get into this play, make sure you have a lot of patience. But I do think it has a lot of potential in the future. I do like the esport industry a lot. I wanted to get in esport for a long time. TSNP, parabolic. Oh, wait. For TSNP, I would really recommend you to be patient with it, because right now it has gone up too much for me to consider opening a position. I would say wait until it would come back down to $1 to $1.50 to open a position. Maybe $1 to $1.30 would be better. I don't know if it would ever get back down, but I don't like chasing because it's too risky for me. Fresh Mind t-shirt. That is a good idea. And VIOT. Actually, VIOT is a very interesting company. They're working with Xiaomi. And also, you know, if you have been following my channel, you know that I'm bullish on Xiaomi because of the smart home system, the Internet of Things. I do think this trend of Internet of Things would go much more explosive in the near few years. So I'm very bullish on anything related to this. So, and VIOT is also working with Xiaomi for the smart home system and the Internet of Things. And it has a very low market cap right now, 500 million. Reminds me of Huami. So if the price gets interesting, I might get into it too. Smash like if you have diamond hands. AMC. Why get into AMC right now? Because I just really try to stay away from the stocks that got hyped up and then smashed back down. If you really believe in cinema, you can try to invest in CNK, which has a better fundamental. But if you're interested in the Wall Street bet, then I would say you can have a small position to support the WSB. But as an investment, I don't personally contribute into these stocks that I don't believe in the fundamental. So IPOE is backed by it's Chomak. So it looks like right now if it doesn't drop below $21, you can keep holding it. But if you want to get in now, you can start a small position and average up or down. Like I said, for any spec, my comfort zone is below 15, so I get a much bigger risk-reward ratio. 快手, can you? I'm not sure 快手's ticker symbol. Okay, a few more minutes. We need to see some final questions. IDEX. Why are you interested in this company to begin with? It's gone up a lot recently. I briefly looked into the company's fundamental and I did not find anything exciting, and you cannot find much information about the team. The leader is a Chinese. Nokia is a good buy right now. Risk-reward ratio is good. HEO. Oh, no, can't find it here. It's a Canadian company. You get into it mainly because of the water shortage in the future. I think if you believe in the water shortage, that would be a good play. It would be a kind of a safe penny stock to invest in for the future. You can hold it for, if you can hold it for 5 to 10 years, I think you can get good reward with this stock, the HEO. The American stock would be HEOFF. It's good. I think they recently signed a big contract with a big EV company. So it's a good long-term play if you can hold it for a few years. And probably one of the safest stock for penny stock, I would think. And 2 more minutes. Let's see if we can have some final question. I think if you want to invest in Bitcoin, have you thought about Ethereum? This one is kind of another version from GBTC, because GBTC has gone up a lot recently, and this ETHE has not gone up that much yet. So I would think if you are interested into Bitcoin, maybe you can also think about an alternative, which is the Ethereum. They have much smaller market share than the Bitcoin, but it has not gone up that much yet. So maybe it might be a good option that people don't look at as much. That's somewhat still under the radar. Okay, that would be my last question. Thank you so much, guys. That was a lot of questions. I hope I answer your questions. I try my best. This is the first live I ever put on to kind of celebrate the channel 1 month anniversary. It was a very exciting 1 month. I cannot believe how much I've been through in this 1 month. I really did not expect anything. Like, you know, when I first opened the channel, I thought if I can get to 1,000 subscribers in 1 month or 10,000 in a year, I would be proud. So that was not anything near what I expected. Thank you so much, guys. I am so glad, I'm so honored to have your support like this. You make my channel so much better than it could ever be. I'm so happy to be with you, to have this community, to grow with you together. We share a lot of things alike. This is what I appreciate a lot. I hope that we will continue growing our community. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give me a big like. And write me a great comment, and I will see you tomorrow.